always. But this time, like usually too, there's been a good reason for it. As you guys may remember, it's just been a hard couple of days for me or for us, so we have not been in the mood really to film. Plus on top of that, I do have a full-time job now, so it's harder for me to find the time to film. By the time I get up and do all of my chores and I leave for work, I don't come home until 5:30. I shower, I cook, I clean up the house, and we like eat dinner, maybe watch one show, and then we like fall into bed dead tired. So there hasn't been that much time to film, which makes me really sad because I was just getting back into it and I wanted to update you guys more often. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I do have Saturdays and Sundays off as of right now, but Saturdays are kind of like grocery day and errand day and all that stuff, and then it's just Sunday. I'm gonna try my best once there's more of a routine to film Sundays and then hopefully edit Sundays so it's up by the evening. But then again, Sundays is the only day now that we have to do things, so when there is something that needs to be done, like half of the day is gone, and then filming and editing and uploading takes forever. So I'm not sure I'm gonna handle all of this yet, but I'm gonna try my best to make it work for you guys. So anyway, honestly, I don't even remember what I talked about in the last video. I just know that it was the first video with this new setup, which I'm loving. I hope you guys like it too. I seem to have gotten like a lot of good responses, and that you guys actually enjoy like the quality too and the new setup and all those things. I do still plan to film the house tour. If everything goes well and nothing pops up again, we will be filming one this weekend. Just because I know that within like the next 2 weeks some of the renos should be starting, and I want to kind of document the house before and then after the renos. So that's one of the plans anyway. But I don't want to get too much into any and all of that. I just want to keep this video about TTCing because that's kind of the main reason for this channel. I do still plan to do my little series. Like I said, I just need to bring in more routine. I'm hoping that once it gets a little bit cooler that I'm gonna have more time because there'll be less errands to run and all that stuff. So fingers crossed I can still get that done. I've been sitting down kind of writing ideas out on what I want to do. So yeah, I'm really excited, hopefully really soon. But back to the main reason for this video, which is TTC related. So I guess the reason why I haven't been on here in like 2 weeks, like I said, was the job, but also because of the, I obviously don't expect you guys to remember all of the important dates in my life, but as you guys know, like back in August last year, we found out we were pregnant. We had our first ultrasound like September 2nd and saw our little baby bean. And you know, all of those like apps and stuff that like tell you what you did the same time right a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. So as soon as September hit, it, of course, I forgot to mute my phone. So as soon as September hit, things got a little, I don't want to say crazy, but they've gotten a little hard to deal with things, and they've been very emotional. Like September 2nd with the first ultrasound, seeing the picture and seeing our little baby, and I remember seeing the heart flicker. And then a weekish later when we found out, like September 10th, that our baby no longer had a heartbeat, and seeing all of like the pictures of that again, and just like you look, like looking at those pictures, you felt exactly like you did back then. Like all the emotions came back. And I was so thankful that those dates this year fell on Saturdays and Sundays. So like Saturday was September 10th, being the day that people told us that there was no more heartbeat, and we went and got a second opinion. But that was not until Sunday when we knew for sure. So that was like September 11th. And I was really happy that those fell on a weekend because I don't know if you guys know or remember, but like my new job is working at a children's clothing store, like a consignment store. So basically what I do all day long is go through boxes from people with their baby items, like anything baby related, kid related, clothes, this, that, and looking at baby items, especially during this month right now, is so hard. It's so hard. And I was just happy that on those 2 days when I just wanted to be miserable and sad, I didn't have to, on top of that, to look at baby stuff. So that has been one of the reasons. Like, I did plan to film last weekend, but then all of that came back up and all the emotions, and I couldn't. Like, I hope you guys understand. I usually share everything and all my feelings, and I've cried a million times in front of you guys, but that weekend was just too important to us, and we just needed like some time to ourselves, if that makes any sense. So anyway, in regards to this cycle, let's just jump into that. It is currently cycle day 27, and I am 60 VO today. So yay, I ovulated, and the funny thing is, like, I've had a couple of days, like last week, where I was like, maybe not, like I felt some twinges here and there, and we tried to keep up with the baby dancing like every second day. I think we skipped like I think we did like every third day, or like once it was on the third day. But then when ovulation actually happened, we ended up baby dancing, I think like 4 or 5 days in a row. So we've been as covered as we've ever been covered. There has been no missed days. There has been nothing. Like, legitimately every day for like 3 days before, the day of, and the day after. And I'll show you guys my chart in a minute. So ovulation fell on Saturday, September 10th, which at first I didn't think about anything really. I was just glad that my temperature spiked, and then I got the crosshairs, and just the fact that, yay, like my temping worked, I can see ovulation. It was still around the same days as I would have expected. Nothing seems to have changed since that last miscarriage, because I've never temped since the second one. So I was just so busy with that, and just being happy that ovulation actually happened, and that we actually like were covered, like for sure, that I didn't even think about the fact that ovulation happened on September 10th. And that fact right there, like I'm getting all teary-eyed, is something where I'm like, please, just please, like, could you imagine, like, first of all, third time's the charm, as people say, so that's kind of what we're hoping, the third pregnancy is the one that sticks. Second of all, like, September 10th would be the day that we conceive a rainbow baby, hopefully. And it was the day that turned in, like, it was such a sad day last year and even this year, right? And it could be such a special day now, meaning that we conceived that day. So there's just lots of things, like, I don't know, I'm just very, like, date oriented, and like very, I don't know, I just believe in things happening certain dates because of certain things, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's just, what the due date of our first baby would have been April 15th, and we got our BFP on April 15th. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that, like, added up there. And now this time around, it would be, we conceived on the day that we found out there was no heartbeat. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, there's lots going on right now, and it's just, like, I think if this cycle would turn out to be a BFN, I would be, like, that would be the hardest BFN yet, and I have a feeling I'm going to be devastated about it. Just because of the date, just because of how hard we, like, kept up with baby dancing, especially how perfectly it worked out with, like, that date. And I don't know, it's just, there's so many things going on. I will just show you guys my chart. I guess I'll put it in right here, and I'll just keep talking so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. It is, like, as you guys can see, like, this is my chart. I ovulated cycle day 21. I'm not sure. I kind of have a feeling it was a little bit later in the day rather than earlier, but either way, it happened that day, which is exciting. So we did plan to baby dance again on Monday just to be covered, but honestly, after those days, and then, like, back to work on Monday, and Matt had a hard day, and he just kind of passed out, and I wasn't feeling well. So that was kind of like where we're like, we've done all we can. If it's meant to be, it will be, and we just kind of, like, stopped. Now, as you guys can see, like, the progression of my post-O temps, They did start like to go up a little bit. They kind of like stayed the same-ish, and now today, this morning, I had a huge spike again. Now, at first this morning, like, I woke up and I was just like, for some reason, I must have been still like half asleep because my thermometer charts in Celsius, but I like to chart in Fahrenheit because that's what I've always done. For some reason, it's just more specific for me. So I just kind of convert it and round up and down and kind of put that into my app. For some reason, like this morning, it was at 36.9 something. And my heart dropped because I'm like, oh my God, like what just happened? For some reason in my head, I thought it would have to be over 37. And it wasn't. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is AF already here? Like, what just happened? And so I converted it, and then it made sense because it was way over and it spiked way high. And like, I think yesterday was at like 36.7. So even in Celsius, it had already like jumped like 20.20 decimals or something. So that was pretty crazy. So yesterday they sent me a message, like the app that I use, that was like, yeah, there's kind of like not like a free trial, but like a trial for a little bit cheaper for the VIP version, which gives you a whole bunch of new options to see certain things a little bit better, and to have just more options to play around with your charts and such. So I opted out for that just because I've never gotten to use it, and I figured it would be interesting. I've seen a lot of people use like the chart overlay, which is something that I was very intrigued by. Because to me, what I kept doing was like I took pictures of like previous cycles that I temmed, and then I took like the one that was right now, and I kept scrolling back and forth between pictures to see how things were similar or different. Now, I'll put my chart in here again just for a second. You see how like the pre-O temps are like, you see that little M on the bottom? That was very similar to this one, which was back in February. Like, you see that same M shape. So I was like, okay, so at least there's some kind of similarities to a cycle at some point, so it's not completely out of whack, which is something that I was excited about. Now, with the post-O temps, things have been a little bit different. First, I still compared them to that same cycle from back in February just to see what the difference between them would be, and they were kind of similar, but kind of not. And I didn't chart my chemical pregnancy cycle like back in April, like the March-April cycle, just because we kind of took it easy that cycle and just baby danced, and that was it. So I don't have any reference in regards to that cycle, but I was temping my first pregnancy, so I started comparing it to that one. Now, even looking at it, even the pre-O temps were kind of the same, but watch this, like watch the post-O like ovulation temps. So as you can see, like they're pretty similar. It is like the purple, I believe, is the one right now, it's staying on the top left side, is the one now, and the baby blue one should be, or the other one should be, the one from last year and with our VFP. Now, do you guys see why it is really hard not to get your hopes up with everything that's been going on? The date, the ovulation, the perfect baby dancing, and now these temps. Like, I've compared it to any cycle I've ever temped, like, and nothing compares to that. Like, usually my temps have been more erratic, or they will go up and down and back up, or they would legitimately be like a steady climb like this, and not like perfectly like this is matching right now. And that might just be my head. You guys might be commenting going, how are they similar? Like, not at all. But to me, like looking at all my other charts, this is like as close as you can get to copying a cycle pretty much. Like, at least post-O. Pre-O, not as much. I see some similarities here and there, but not as much. But after, and after is really what matters. So it's so hard not to get your hopes up right now, really. And that's exactly why it is so hard for me to even think about a BFN right now, because everything is perfect, like perfect. So I need all of the baby dust and all of the thoughts and anything that you can send my way for the next couple of days. Okay, so my prenatals, I've kind of forgotten about since we moved. like completely. I've been still taking my thyroid every morning, like I've never forgotten, but my prenatals for some reason have been like gone. But since I seen that I ovulated, I was like, crap, I should be taking prenatals. So since I think like a Friday, just the day before ovulation, I started taking prenatals again every morning. So we're back on track. And I did, unpacking the other day, I found a pill bottle from May with the progesterone in it. And I'm pretty sure it's the one that you're supposed to take when you have like your BFP. I'm pretty sure. I've been Googling about it, but it like, that's just the only thing that comes up in progesterone. It's like 100 milligrams twice a day, and it like, she gave me like 15 refills and there's like 56 pills. So doing the math in my head, that would kind of add up to being like 10 to 12 weeks pregnant. So I think, sorry. So I think that's what it is. If I do get a BFP, which I'm hoping so hard that that's what I'm gonna get. If I do even get the slightest line, I do plan to start the progesterone, because I'm not making that mistake again of not doing anything and just kind of waiting, because that obviously doesn't do any good for us. But yeah, just fingers crossed. Fingers crossed so damn hard. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, I guess. And once again, like if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram name is Fran and the Journey to Baby, but all the spaces are like an underscore. Make sure you follow me on there, because I've been already posting about my charts like daily, so a lot of you already know what's going on, but a lot of you don't, because you wait for these videos, and I love you for it. I still love making these videos, and like I said, I plan to make as many as I can around the clock if I have to, but it'll be a little bit harder. But now you guys know why, because I'm working my butt off to like help finance things. Yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please comment and let me know whether you guys think it's like a similar kind of chart, if you think our chances are pretty good, whatever it is, please comment. I love reading your comments, and I try to reply to as many as I can. I know there's so many of you guys that watch my videos, maybe, just maybe click a thumbs up and then you leave, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. Leave me a comment, talk to me. Like, I'm not that unapproachable, I don't think. I like to say I'm not. So please talk to me. I'd love to hear your opinion about things, even if you just want to tell me about your story. I'd love to hear and read about it. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys really soon, hopefully with good news. Bye guys! And as far as life update, which is why I'm kind of upset about it too, but I'm also kind of happy. I did end up getting a job. I had a job interview on Thursday? No, Friday. No! Today is Friday.